it's funny because it's funny because I make fun of people that do this shit, and I do it myself as well. It's that moment where, like, damn, I wish I was recording, like, regular shit, normal shit, just stuff that can't be duplicated. But that just happened, and that's why I started recording. I'm not gonna be able to duplicate that moment again, but I'm going to at least hit record and just hang out. Is what I'm doing anyway. But for some reason, this may sound weird, but for some reason, everything feels worth it when you hit record. It feels like when you look at everything from a monetary point of view, from a financial point of view, like from a wanting to get something in return, life is enough. I'm not gonna front. Life is enough. Life is great. As far as you got to be grateful. Like, it could be worse. You know what I mean? From a health perspective, there's things that just other people don't have the privilege to experience. For example, they may not have the ability to hit record or even eat on their own or cook for themselves. So stuff like that. Like, that's what I mean about, it's good. Like, life is good because I'm grateful. And I understand that it could be worse. But just because it could get worse doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to become better. Okay? Just because it could get worse doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to get better. Just because it could get worse or is worse doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to get better. That's like having a girlfriend and she's a real one. She comes up to you and she says, there's been a lot of guys coming at me, just reaching out to me, and just recently it's just like it was excessive, you know what I mean? I had X amount of offers and I just did it. So this girl comes up to you and admits that she did that. She fucked another dude. It's like her coming up to you and saying, why you mad? I could have fucked all those other guys that hit me up. I only fucked this guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like this mentality. I'm trying to use that logic behind people when it comes to, oh, just be grateful. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's a fucking, like, gratitude. Don't get gratitude confused with being able to, like, put in the work. Don't get gratitude confused with having to put in the work and do what is required for you to win. Don't. But yeah, you absolutely need to learn. I'm not really focused right now. I don't want my soup to get, it's not really the best, and it's too hot right now. This rye, I tried it for the first time today. This shit nasty as hell. It tastes like what it sounds like with rye. It got this, like, not tarty, but it's like bright, uncalled for taste, like borderline old type shit. I don't know. But a nigga ain't throwing this shit away if he paid for it. Force that bitch down. I definitely ain't cooking hamburgers on this though. Hell no, fuck up one of my burgers? Nah. You got a nigga fucked though. I put too much time into cooking burgers. That'd be like 40 minutes of my life. I listened to a podcast recently of Alex Hormozi, and he was saying that, dude, if you actually think about it from an ROI point of view and you start paying for food outdoors, like if you actually budget for that on a monthly basis and you do the same thing every day, you'll know exactly how much you're gonna be spending. That way it's not sporadic. and you know. If you don't plan and you don't eat the same thing and know how much that thing is gonna cost you, then you're gonna spend a lot more. But if you make a plan at the beginning of the month, say, hey, this month I'm only gonna eat bum bum bum, and I'm only gonna buy this, this, and this, and I'm gonna rotate between these places, you'll know how much you'll spend on average, and you'll have that monthly budget. Let me think about that, cause that nigga's strong and he's successful. I'm weak and I'm a failure. Here's what I'm talking about. I've been dying to eat those last two pieces that I had. Good. This one, it's gonna taste better. This is brioche style. Brioche style. Brochet. It's either brochet or brioche. Brochet or brioche. Brochet sounds better. I think brochet. I think the I side it. But this is gonna be way better. A lot of factors would have to come into play. Yesterday, I dropped off a Porsche at a house. Left the keys at the front door, inside of a box. Clean ass Porsche. Clean. If somebody were to hit a lick on that vehicle, that shit, the only thing that I would say was it would have to be organized. Because nobody knew that that key was there except me. And I thought about that this morning when I got a call. I was like, man, I hope nothing happened to that Porsche. Because my two options, if a car was stolen on my watch, I would find out what ways to handle it, if there's insurance or other things that cover it. But if the two options are for me to pay or get fired, I'll get fired. I'll work a day job to pay off a stolen Porsche 911. That would be like being sentenced to a life prison. A life sentence. I would pay it, but just not on their time frame, and I wouldn't be able to work free. Just pay that off. That would be scary, man. But I'm glad that didn't happen. I sent the pictures, uploaded the pictures. And hopefully the owner hurries the fuck up and gets home so he gets shit. And and I'm broke, bro. I'll be noticing that when I see people living. When I see the cars that are about to be purchased. When I see the amount of houses that were just transacted on and bought. When I see the amount of flights, people leaving the country. I'm like, damn, I'm not doing as good as I thought. I'm not doing as bad as I thought either, but god damn, this is a really bad place to be. In the middle. What they call the middle class squeeze. Some shit like that. The middle class squeeze. The only thing is I'm grateful that I'm in the middle class because I ain't started yo. So but definitely not enough. This shit is even worse than poverty. Cause now you working in a way to maintain a lifestyle and image. Get used to better foods. And it happens like that on a higher level too. And that's where I think listening to people that have made it come into play. For example, I've been listening to someone online, and one of the things they mention is, well, let me use the real. I'll be right back. Keep going.